Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, I should say, was one of the 8 Republican members who broke with his party to support this measure. He's here to tell us why. Senator, always good to have you. So why did you break with some of your colleagues?
Yeah, why did I break? Because Congress has to fulfill its responsibility if it comes to declaring open war. We're not talking about seizing boats with weapons in the middle of the Arabian Gulf. We're talking about conflict that leads to broken bodies with American boys and girls dead, and that's when Congress should be on the front end, fulfilling constitutional responsibility, not ducking behind the president and then pointing fingers when things go bad. This is about Congress fulfilling our constitutional responsibility.
Now, the president is likely to veto this if it even gets to something like that. Why wasn't this attached to a measure that would have maybe, let's say, hinged to defense spending to force his hand?
No, I'm not going to speak to the folks on process, but in your intro, you suggested that this somehow was linked to the Soleimani killing. No, we specifically added an amendment saying that we approve of that. We think that it's good. That amendment passed. This is about if there's going to be open warfare, that not a shadow war, open warfare, that the United States Congress should weigh in as its constitutional duty is, and I think that protects the president. It's too easy for Congress to duck and run and point fingers later.
All right, but that incident did not trigger this entire measure?
I can't speak as to what triggered it in Tim Kaine's, but there was an amendment today specifically saying it did not apply to this and that the Soleimani killing was approved, if you will.
All right, so that measure and that action the president took, you were and are for?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And so the president on that measure, Senator, just to be clear, did not need you or your colleagues' approval?
No, absolutely not. This is not about the president's ability to do maximum pressure, the ability to seize weapons in the Arabian Gulf, or to apply sanctions in a way which cripple Iran's ability to export terror. This is about open warfare where America's boys and girls go, and as a doctor, I know in some cases will end up dead, will end up in a hospital bed for the rest of their life, or with traumatic brain injury, a wound that cannot be seen, but that is even more horrific. Congress should fulfill its responsibility so that we're united in that, not with Congress pointing fingers later on.
Do you find it a little curious, sir, that this video of this attack or this seizure, which was days ago, Sunday, is released today?
I like the fact that it's released today. It allows me to make the point that this resolution doesn't involve that. This resolution is not about maximum pressure, I'm all for. Killing Soleimani, I'm all for. Or seizing weapons bound for Houthi rebels. It is about if there is open warfare and America's boys and girls are going to be committed, Congress should be united with the president, not pointing fingers if things go south.
Now, you parted with the president on this. You've always been your own man. I wonder if you part with him on the comments he has made about the Justice Department. Some of your Democratic colleagues who feel he's been strong-arming as Attorney General to get his way, to extract maybe, less prison time for Roger Stone and all. What do you make of all of that?
So, Neil, I've seen the headlines. Frankly, I've been focused both on the war powers as well as on the coronavirus. So I'm not to duck your question. I've just not focused on that. We have a resolution that we've introduced today and a bill regarding coronavirus to better prepare our country to defend, if you will, from another threat, that is of an infectious disease. So not to duck, just to say that's where my head's been.
All right. The only reason in context with this, Senator, is this notion that somehow that the president kind of does what he wants. Even in this measure, he's kind of free to continue doing what he has because he would almost certainly veto this. And he's kind of doing his own thing. Do you think that's true?
Well, I think that the president, every president wants to push the limits of executive action. We can see that. But again, I think it hurts the president if Congress is not united with him. And that's why I voted for the War Powers Resolution. We want to be united, which means Congress has got to do its constitutional responsibility. It's easy to duck behind the president. Let him do it. And then later on you say, well, I was against it, maybe I was for it. Get us on the page. Let us debate it. If our boys and girls are going overseas, we should be united.
All right. I know you think I keep dragging you back into this controversial issue about the Attorney General and the president, sir, but news just coming across the wires. Attorney General Bill Barr apparently just wrapped up an interview with ABC News in which he said that the president, quote, has never asked me to do anything in a criminal case, but suggested that he should stop tweeting about the Justice Department because his tweets, and this is from the Attorney General, make it impossible for me to do my job. Do you think those tweets make it impossible for the Attorney General to do his job?
Well, I didn't see the interview. I can only comment on my own perspective. I put on blinders. I don't look at the tweets. I got a job every day, and my job is to represent the people of Louisiana and the people of the United States of America. Anything that distracts, I try and zone out. And so today it was war powers and coronavirus, 2 resolutions and a bill to help protect Americans. Maybe Bill should do what this bill does, put on the blinders.
Bill Cassidy, thank you very much, Senator. Always enjoy having you on.
Thank you, Neil.